real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Amanda Higna dated the defendant, and she thought they would get married. But now they're complete enemies because of his new girlfriend, who's with him in court today. Amanda's suing her ex for the balance of a loan. Defendant Robert Kenny Mathis and his girlfriend Caitlin say Amanda is the one who broke up with Robert. And after their breakup, Amanda went down a bad path. Robert denies owing Amanda for anything.
Tell me what happened.
Okay, well, first of all, it's really sad that I have to bring Kenny here. He was my first love. He was my everything. He was the guy that I could see myself marrying in the future.
From what age?
I met him when I was 15, and we are enemies now because of her.
How so? What did she do?
She changed him.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
I met him when I was 15. He was 19. He didn't want to date me because of my age, and that was fine. But I stayed single, waiting for him to finally ask me out. Instead of having pictures of Backstreet Boys and NSYNC on my wall, I had pictures of him on my wall. Yeah. I had his picture in my binder. To this day, I still love him.
Did you all ever go together?
Yeah.
Why did you break up?
Well, when we moved from Maryland to Kentucky, he moved with my family. Okay. And we moved in together in 2007. We lived together for about 11 months. Towards the end of that 11 months, I found out he was financially irresponsible.
Let me back up a little, because you brought this woman's name in there, and that's unfair to her to bring her name into this without giving me some type of explanation. You say that she has changed him. Mm-hmm. Do you agree with that?
No, Your Honor. So
I need you to further explain.
Well, when he went into the Army of 2010, he met her. They were in the same squad. Mm-hmm. And they started to date or whatever, and about maybe a year later, she cheated on him and married the guy that she was with, and she broke Kenny's heart, and she changed him from the guy that I knew to the guy he is now.
You're saying it's because she cheated on him and now she's back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Why don't you give me a little background before we move on to the loan she's suing you about?
All right, in all honesty, Your Honor, the only reason we're actually here today is because she's jealous. A while ago, back in November, yes, she did get married. And then me and her started talking at the same time. Me and Amanda were talking. I had come to realize, I had talked to Amanda about us possibly getting back together, you know, if she had changed her ways. And I finally realized she never did, and that's when I told her that we are not going to get back together. I was going to get with her. Honestly, Your Honor, after me and her had broken up back in 2007, after me and her had broken up, I was living in the trailer that we had, but I was living there by myself. I got behind in bills, so I ended up having to move in with her family again. My family, of course, lives in Maryland, so I had no choice but to stay in Kentucky because I couldn't afford to move. So I lived with them for 3 years after the fact. She had started dating other guys that got her into a lot of trouble. She went down a very, very bad path. And how did you all break up? She actually broke up with me, and the way I understood it is because I got behind on bills and she wasn't ready. Okay,
we're gonna get to the loan, but ma'am, is that why you broke up?
Yeah, because I mean...
Hold on, your lifelong sweetheart, who you were deeply in love with, moved to town, left his family, and then you broke up with him because he runs short on money. That's love? That's all that love?
No.
Ooh, I I'd hate to see what would happen to a man you were with that you didn't love. Go ahead, sir. Anything else before I get back to her on this loan?
Honestly, when back in November when we were talking about, the possibility of getting back together, and then I chose to go with Caitlin, that's when she started fighting with Caitlin, and a whole nasty side of her came out, and that's when all these problems started coming up. The whole thing with the bills happened 3 to 4 years ago.
Let me allow her to tell me about that. Ma'am, you're suing him on a loan. Tell me about the loans.
Well, as he said, he got behind on bills, and he was still at the trailer, and he racked up $7,252 worth of debt.
What was the agreement?
That he would pay me back $2,016 in monthly payments of $15.
Why only that if he racked up $7,000?
When we first lived together, he paid all the bills. I didn't have to pay for a single
how
bill.
long?
All the whole time we were together.
How long was that?
11 months.
And when it comes your turn, you miss a couple of months and you get put out.
$1,600 a month, Your Honor, is how much our bills were, and that includes
Go ahead,
my
ma'am.
bills
Let
and
me
hers.
stop telling you how to deal with your relationships, but
I just
when you're
figured-
that deep in love, money shouldn't interfere. When you're just casually going together and you haven't been together long and you don't know whether this person is trustworthy and you think you're being deceived, then money might. But if you are as deeply in love as you claim, I got this from you. You were deeply in love. And then come to find out, the man paid all the bills for a year nearly, and he missed a couple months. You dump him in suing.
Because he couldn't talk to me.
Sir, did you agree to pay this? And if so, why haven't you?
I did agree to pay it. I kind of had no choice but to agree because I was living with her family and had no choice for anywhere to live.
Do you believe you owed or not?
No, actually, honestly, I don't, because out of those 11 months that we lived together, I paid $1,600 a month for all of our bills. That includes her car insurance, her gas, food. Everything that went into that house was paid by me.
Did you tell her she'd have to pay you back?
No.
Tell him thank you.
Thank you.
I never said anything about paying you back. I was
that's
the main
my
provider.
point. And so she doesn't owe you. It was.
I didn't. I wasn't. That's why
And you
don't think
can't
she owes me.
offset loans with gifts. In other words, you gave her what do you say, a couple thousand in gifts? She said everything she gave you were loans. But you say you felt forced to. You were living on their property?
Yes. When I lived with them, the loans she got, she had ended up getting a settlement from Social Security, and she paid off all of our bills. She paid off all the bills that I had accumulated over the time, paid them all off, and then said, "You owe me $2,000 from it," because she figures they were mine.
What did you say?
I figured I had no choice because I had to live there.
No.
If I said no, her parents would just kick me out.
Felt forced.
Was that stated?
You could have.
No.
You
That
just
was-
assumed it. You assumed it?
Yes. Never assume anything.
You can't assume it. You have to find out. You should have said, okay, are you threatening to put me out if I don't pay? Why? You're going to put me out of this if I don't pay you some money? Or talk to her parents. Amanda's demanding money from me, and I know I'm staying in you all's place, and I don't think I should pay her, but I'm concerned that you'd put me out. And if they said yes, then you got a case. If she'd have said yes, you would have had a case. But you didn't go into that.
No.
You just assumed it. Could have been the other way. Watch this. If he'd have told you that, if he'd have asked you whether you'd kick him out if he failed to pay, would you have kicked him out? Watch.
It wasn't my house. It was my parents' house.
So the answer, would your parents have kicked him out?
No.
See? In the future, folks, get your agreements clear. Understand the terms of repayment. Don't assume anything. So I'll have to grant her judgment, sir. $1,863 is your judgment. Have a good day.
I'm just glad that it's over, and please take care of him.
I don't even want to hear from you. You've done nothing but treat me like crap.
The only reason you're even suing is because you had a baby, no baby daddies around, no job, 22, still living with mom and dad.
Yep.
And you don't have any money.
You have no life.
Yep. I still care a lot about him.
She never showed that she cared when we were together at all. So what leads me to believe that you would actually care now?
Why didn't you go back home? Why'd you stay at my parents' house?
Because he did love you.
I had no choice.
Yes, you did. You could have went home. Oh, that's right. Your house burned down, didn't it?
Yes, it did.